Good morning and welcome to the Balancing Act. I'm Montel.
And I'm Olga Villaverde.
Today we got a new way to screen for pancreatic cancer.
Also a travel-friendly luxe line of clothes. I can't wait to try them on.
Guess what? Ralph is in the house also.
Woohoo!
Not to be corny, but I've got delicious corned beef on the menu.
Oh, corned beef. Love that.
Absolutely.
Everyone has to be Irish on St. Patrick's Day, right?
For fact. And the Balancing Act starts right now.
Pancreatic cancer is often viewed as a death sentence, primarily because the majority of patients are diagnosed with late-stage disease when surgery is not possible. But if you can detect it early in stage 2 or even stage 1, the 5-year survival rate improves drastically. Here to share how to better the odds and much more are Doctors Jeffrey Burns, a board-certified family physician based in Wellesley, Massachusetts, and Thomas King, MD, PhD, medical director at Immunovia, plus Cindy Callahan, a nurse and Immunovia's senior marketing director. She has firsthand experience testing for this disease. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Doctors, let me ask you both a question here. I was reading that pancreatic cancer is on track to be the second leading cause of cancer death by 2026, according to Jama, surpassing colon cancer. Now that I read that, given that it's a low incidence cancer, it's still sobering to hear those statistics, correct, Dr. King?
It is. More than 60,000 people will be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in the U.S. this year, and most of those will die within a year or two. So it's a terrible disease. And therapy for it really hasn't improved much. That's why it's going to surpass colon cancer, which can be more adequately treated.
Dr. Burns?
Colon cancer has adequate screening these days with people over 50, so we're finding that and curing it at times during colonoscopy. So what's left is, again, these numbers to rise with pancreatic cancer. And with pancreatic cancer, there is no early detection as of yet.
And for many patients, correct me if I'm wrong, when they go to the doctor, they're feeling good, they look good. There's really no visible signs, if you will, and then sometimes it's a little too late, Dr. King?
Yeah, usually when signs and symptoms develop, it is too late. People have really advanced disease and they're not candidates for surgery. And that really is the only way to really extend life at this point.
Dr. Burns, you use this test within your practice. Can you talk to me a little bit about what you've seen and how your patients respond and what the awareness has done for them to know about it?
Yes, for sure. It's a new test. Patients are often unaware that something does exist like this. And, when we're doing ordinary genogram assessments or asking about family history during visits, people will say, yes, some of my families had pancreatic cancer and they died when they're 60s, and you're writing it in the chart and that's it. You move on. There's really been nothing in the past to really do. And, clearly you're looking at the person and they're not jaundiced or not ill.
And they look perfectly fine.
Right, and so you say, okay, well, hopefully when that ever comes to pass, we'll do something with it, but there's been really no advanced, look at that high-risk person, so obviously not everybody, but a high-risk person now, I will counsel and say, well, there is something we can do now, where let's look, do this blood test, and it's quite simple to order for the clinicians in a primary care practice.
Cindy, before we talk about a new screening tool, I know you have a personal story. Can you share that with us?
Sure. So unfortunately, my mother was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. She was 64, working full-time, walking 4 miles a day.
Doing great.
Doing great, loving her grandchildren, doing everything she could with her family. And one night she developed heartburn. And so she went to the emergency room thinking she was having a heart attack, and it ended up being pancreatic cancer. So despite going to the best hospitals in Boston and chemotherapy and radiation and surgery, she survived only 18 months. At that point in time, I really decided to dedicate my personal and professional life to pancreatic cancer. So professionally, I am the senior marketing director at Immunovia and helping to create awareness throughout the pancreatic cancer community about our new test.
That's fantastic. And Dr. King, I know it's become your mission to create awareness as well because you too lost a loved one. Could you share your story?
My mother passed away from pancreatic cancer some years ago, and she presented more typically with jaundice. And her disease was too advanced to think about surgery at that point. She had a good response to radiation. She lived just over a year, but some of that time was actually good time. So I think she did better than most people diagnosed with late-stage pancreatic cancer.
So now let's talk about those who are at risk, like Cindy and so many people that are watching. Talk about just surveillance and how we can help this population.
Some people are enrolled in surveillance programs where they undergo imaging or endoscopic ultrasound exams. And that's cumbersome and difficult for many people because they have to travel to medical centers for it. At Immunovia, we've really developed a blood test that can detect early pancreatic cancer. And we think that that'll be a game changer going forward.
All right, and this blood test, is it one that Cindy or someone else would do it once a year, twice a year? How does it work?
Well, most surveillance programs now image people once a year, so that probably would be a good place to start. Some of the docs we've talked to at different medical centers consider doing our test at 6-month intervals off from imaging.
Dr. Burns, you actually do this test in your office. Tell me what you've seen and why it's what I think is sounding like a game changer here.
I do think that this is a tremendous opportunity for our patients that come into the office to really offer them hope for a different outcome than perhaps what they witnessed with their own family. And for our patients that have high risk because of a first-degree blood relative or other genetic mutations that they carry, this may be able to save their life.
Dr. King, let's talk about a new screening tool that really sounds promising for patients.
Well, at our laboratory, Immunovia Inc. in Massachusetts, we've developed IMMray-PanCan-d, which is a blood test for the early detection of pancreatic adenocarcinoma. What we've done is to combine the results of 8 serum biomarkers with CA19-9, combine those mathematically to derive a signature that predicts whether or not an individual has pancreatic cancer or not. In the past, single biomarkers were attempted to detect pancreatic cancer early, but they were never sufficient. So combining these 9 biomarkers together has given us a much more reliable and robust signature to detect pancreatic cancer early.
Cindy, I believe you did the test at Dr. Burns' office, so tell me how the experience was,
Sure.
how you felt, and knowing that you probably had a tool that could save your life.
For me, it was really, I'm in a surveillance program because I also have a cyst on my pancreas, but this test provided me the peace of mind that I needed for day to day, if you will, because you always have that thing in the back of your mind saying, well, is there something there that you need to be monitoring? So for me, and I think for many others who have had our test, it is about peace of mind for sure.
And you do it once a year, or do you do it, as Dr. King said, every 6 months?
So I've actually done it twice, so in 6-month intervals, and so far, so good.
Easy to do?
Very easy to do. It's a simple blood draw.
Okay.
And it was it, and then I got my results from Dr. Burns.
And they were?
They were both negative, luckily.
Great to hear.
Yes.
I love that. Dr. King, again, great technology, something that really I think could save lives, because we've talked about it. You don't see the symptoms, you don't really feel them, and then sometimes when you do, it's too late. Your final thoughts on this?
Well, we do think that this test is going to be a game changer, and the ability to relieve the stress and worry individuals have who are at risk for pancreatic cancer, I think is very important. Most of the test results we're going to give out are going to be negative, and I think that can be very reassuring to people. But we feel we also can detect cancers early and really change the lives of people who do develop pancreatic cancer.
Oh, that's great news. Dr. Burns, final thoughts?
The company really works hard at getting the ease of testing for both the clinician to order it, to make that process easy. Plus, they have an opportunity for phlebotomists to actually come to the patient's home to draw their blood. So there's no reasons not to have it done
that's
easily.
Fantastic. Cindy, you're my superstar. Final thoughts for anyone watching?
So as a nurse, I've always been an advocate for patients, and I would say, in this particular case regarding pancreatic cancer, patients need to advocate for their own health. If you have a family history of pancreatic cancer, tell your doctor, make sure they understand, bring up genetic testing, and that could also play a role in assessing risk. So again, patients just need to advocate for their own health these days.
Fantastic. Dr. King, for our viewers who'd like more information, where can they go?
They can go to our website, which is immunoviainc.com.
Immunoviainc.com.
Yes,
Thank
thanks
you
so
so
much.
much. Thanks so much for your time, and
Thank you.
good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
And of course, if you'd like more information on anything that you heard here today, go to our website, thebalancingact.com. We'll be right back. ability to travel freely is one of the greatest privileges in life, and being properly attired for wherever your travels may lead is the mission of our next guest. In fact, her company's aim is to outfit the global traveler and everyday adventure in the most comfortable and stylish performance apparel. Kate Boyer is here. She is the co-founder and CEO of Anatomie. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. You look great.
You lent me, you put this dress on me. I hope it's mine. I love it. We're going to talk about it. First, tell me, just how did you see the vision of Anatomie come to fruition?
So it's been an evolution from my background as a former gymnast to traveling around the world and landing in America and having beautiful ladies like yourself or customers. And I just felt like something where athleisure meets luxury is missing on the market.
And you merged them together.
The word, I feel like we pioneered and we invented it, because back then when I already had high performance fabrics that were fashion forward, nobody had that. So we were a little bit ahead of the times, and now it's like the best thing ever.
So let's look here. Before you show me these fabulous items,
yes,
talk about this dress. I mean, I know it's hard to explain to my viewers, but the fabric is amazing. I feel like
look at this. Super stretchy.
Stretchy, yes.
Yeah.
And it just fits perfect.
It's an Italian super jersey, impossible to wrinkle. It doesn't shrink or fade, rolls up into nothing, and you can dress it up or down.
This is fantastic. All right, let's talk about some of these gorgeous jackets here.
All right, so this is one of our signature styles. It's called the Kenya jacket. 4 pockets, so a lot of functionality for wherever you need it for. Boarding pass, room key, credit card with a little seasonal print, tailored to perfection, right? Fabric, fit, function are 3 of our obsessions.
Gosh, and it feels so good, and it's light too.
Light, yes, that's how we do it.
I see it also in black, and I see one here in
the stone color. This is part of our seasonal collections, which we have a model to show you the whole outfit.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. All right. You also have something trademarked, and it's called, I think if I remember correctly, Pro Leisure. Tell me about that.
So the combination of a professional look where you're comfortable, stylish, chic, always put together, but kind of ready for anything. So that's why we trademarked that name.
What pant would you put with this?
So the nice thing about Anatomie, how you mix and match. So whether you take your black, you know, for a professional look, you take your pull-on pant that's more like a legging, right? As a super mom look.
Beautiful. Absolutely
or you
stunning.
do it with a khaki and then you wear your boots.
And then you're dressed with style and you're ready to go.
Just about anywhere.
I love this. Okay, you mentioned a model, so let's bring her out and see what she is wearing. Tell me what she's wearing, and then I want to hear about what you're wearing.
Welcome, Anais. So she's really nicely representing this professional, monochromatic, stylish look with a nice white button down under. This is a comfortable, soft, more of a cotton feel to it. The fabric is a little heavier than our essentials.
Okay.
So we don't want the white and the sand to be see-through. This color is called stone. Look how nice her fit is in the back. See how it flatters a woman's body?
Absolutely.
Which speaks to our name, Anatomie. Now you get it.
Nice,
see?
I get it now.
All right.
Tell me about yours, because it's also form-fitting to you.
Yes, these are our favorite pants called the Kate pants. Kate pants.
Oh, this is all about you.
Yeah, I mean, I wear this every day in every color. It's a nice fit, sits on the hips, looks great on curves. One of our signature tops with the power mesh, and a little blazer jacket, yeah.
Something I also want our viewers to know is, again, we were talking about when you're packing this or you're packing this or this, I could just roll it up in my suitcase and it's going to come out looking just like this.
Here's the proof of it. See? You take a little packing cube, 5 pieces usually, right? I usually pack like 2 pants, 2 tops, a jacket that kind of goes in here. No wrinkles, no dry cleaning, no ironing. If you're in a hotel, you can wash it in the sink, hang it up to dry. Ladies in a rush, right? You take a blow dryer.
That's it. So I can pack this, and this in here, and I'm ready to go.
Pretty much everything on the rack goes in this backpack. The mini ones take your tops and the perfect carry-on. No check bags, no standing in line.
So where are we going?
Let's go.
Anywhere you want.
To go? I love the islands. I don't like the cold for a Hungarian. I know that's bad.
Let's go to Nassau, the Bahamas.
Nassau?
Yes.
All right, deal. I'm a diver.
I love it. For our viewers who'd like more information on any of these fabulous stuff, where can they go?
So anatomie.com is the best place. Our website's fabulous, and always the latest arrivals are right there to find. We're also in 200 specialty stores, and we just opened a pop-up in Palm Beach. For those who are in Florida or traveling, please come see us.
All right, and before we leave, does this come in another color?
Red, black, and navy. I have all 3. You gotta have it.
It's mine. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And if you'd like more information, just go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Well, welcome back.
All right, so I'm going to try this.
Okay.
I'm not Irish, but Chef Ralph Pagano. That was awful, but I tried. See what I did there? He's serving up corned beef.
Which is great no matter what the holiday.
Family owned and operated, Grobel's is America's oldest corned beef specialist. They've been producing quality meats since, get it, 1883. And joining me in the kitchen today is the president, Jason Grobel, who's going to share what just sets them apart. And of course, we're going to cook and 100% eat some corned beef. Jason, welcome aboard. How you doing today, man?
Great to see you, Chef.
This is great, man. Listen, before we start anything, I got to tell you that I am a self-confessed corned beef-aholic, right? I can eat it all the time, anytime. Your company since 1883, the oldest. Tell me about the history.
We've been in Detroit since 1883.
Amazing.
I always like to say that's the year the Brooklyn Bridge was open to traffic.
I prefer the nod. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, so you guys do it a little different, right? You've got a painstaking process that makes your corned beef and sets it up from the rest. Tell me about it.
Right. Well, what makes it that flavor that people just come back to is the process that we use. We take our pickling spices and we steep them, and right in the facility we make that solution and put it right into the meat. No one else does it that way, and that's what gives it that amazing flavor.
Well, you know what? I tell you what. So I've taken the nod from your little different to do a little different renditions of corned beef. Now, corned beef, cabbage, perfect way to cook it. There's so many ways. Into the pressure cooker, into the slow cooker, into the pot on the stove, or my preferred method is in the roasting pan in the oven with some beer and some bay leaf and some cabbage, the whole deal. But I've done it some different here. I've got some croquetas with corned beef in the middle over there, done Cuban style. I've got empanadas with a little bit of Russian dressing for the dip. How about a tostone, Cuban sandwich style, right? So inside out, all around, corned beef for ham, it's great. And a nod to the Brooklyn, how about a Reuben pizza? Forget it, it's crazy. Great thing about food, I think, and you and I were talking, is family, right? And how it brings everything together.
Absolutely, and really, we're a family company, but corned beef is the perfect family food, Chef, because it is a special dish that people have, and when you share that with your children at a young age, they form memories based on the joyous times they're having with family that will stick with them for the rest of their life. And every time you have that food, it brings you back there. And it's the greatest gift that you can give to your children.
You know, you've got a family business. You have 4, now you're telling me 5 generations of your family,
That's right?
Around food, which is, you know, let me just take the nod, man. It's comfort food, right? When you
Sure is.
when you have comfortable pieces, right? And you've got 2 great cuts, right? So in your family, you've got 2 sides. You got the Hatfield and McCoys, right? You got the point and the flat, right? So the point is richer, more marbler.
Right.
Got a little bit of a fat line on it, and then the flat's a little leaner, right?
Absolutely.
So it goes either way, right? This is
It's exactly right. You know, a couple of my kids love the lean. Everything's about lean, and the others, they're all about the rich marbled fat, because that's really, honestly, where all the flavor is.
Yeah, they have a fight over the corned beef at the table. Everybody go over it.
For sure. And it comes in the corned beef comes in 2 basic cuts. So the brisket cut, the flat cut, that's the leaner one, and then the point cut, and that's the rich marbled one. And that one's the better value because, you know, it's even usually marketed at a much lower cost, and people love that.
Corned beef is not only a great holiday dish for St. Patrick's Day, but you can use it all year round, right?
You know, we ship, just for St. Pat's, in a 6-week period, we ship over 12 million pounds.
For more information, tell me your website.
Grobel.com. We got all the recipes and every which way to cook it and all of the fun stuff that you see.
And I hope you got these fancy aprons complete with the bottle opener on it. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For more information, you can always go to our website, thebalancingact.com. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be my favorite part of the show. Watch your hands. Remember, this has been a quick bite.
Amazing.
Oh, come on. Come to Daddy.
Love it. Chef.
But chew slowly.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Remember to head to our Facebook page and our website, check out our latest giveaways and sweepstakes, and follow us on Instagram.
And you know what you got to do? You got to take care of that family of yours, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.